In this week's episode, we are going to do a tasting of tomatoes #2 and take a trip up to Wisconsin to the Door County Kitchen Garden Project for an update. Join me. So we are here to do tasting #2 of the tomatoes. We have some that we have not tasted yet for you, and the two that were our favorites from last year, which in the first tasting were still our top two.
Yeah. Note the change in the weather. Our attire will tell you everything you need to know about how things are here in Chicago.
Alrighty.
We'll be covering the tomatoes tonight.
Yeah, it's getting cold. The first one is the Castelluto Genovese, and you want to grab your phone?
Mm-hmm.
We did this last year. It is an awesome sauce tomato. It's probably better for cooking applications than it is for fresh eating, but we thought we'd taste it for you. And this tomato has pretty going on in buckets. Just look at that accordion style. All right, I'm gonna give it a slice. Now it's hollow, and this is typical, and a little jelly on the inside, like a good cooking tomato is. Tomatoey, a little zingy.
Fairly thick-skinned.
Kind of doesn't have a really great texture for...
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's definitely not a fresh eater. But that one is awesome when it's cooked. Now, this one is very interesting to me. I bought this at a charity sale, and it is called Alice's Dream. It's a very reputable organization that runs this sale, but it doesn't look like anybody else's Alice's Dream that I have seen in taste testings. So we're going to probably call it a mystery tomato because I'm not sure that it is an Alice's Dream. Looks interesting on the inside. And that striping on the outside is also interesting. And so many of these come on early that I ended up putting them in sauces. So we really haven't done them for fresh eating. Boy, that's an interesting flavor.
It's on the sweet side. I wouldn't call it a thin skin.
And
it's not bad.
sweet to start out, and then I kind of got a little salty finish.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Well, the mystery tomato is a tasty tomato.
It's a tasty tomato. When we figure out what it is, we'll get back to you.
We may never figure that out. Now this one is the Cherokee Carbon, hybrid between Cherokee Purple, which for years was our favorite tomato, and a Carbon. So productivity-wise, it's near the top of the list. We've probably had 40 tomatoes and at least another 20 out there on the vines. Oh, and we picked a few this morning as well. It's definitely superior to the Cherokee Purple. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Alone, because it's a much healthier plant, stronger and more vigorous, more productive. So we have had this on BLTs. We've had it in a tomato salad. I've put it in sauce because we've had so many up to this point.
Sweet side.
Sweeter than just a Cherokee Purple was.
Mm-hmm. A little bit sweeter, very meaty.
But it does have the tomato
nice skin.
zing at the
little
end.
tomato zing at the end. Yep.
I got to go for that again.
Definitely.
You know, I think that this will definitely replace Cherokee Purple, which we sort of got frustrated with growing honestly. Yeah, that's good. That's just a
That's a good eater.
good eater, good in sauces, and productive. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about this tomato, honestly.
Nope.
Haven't had the splitty problem with it that I've had with other tomatoes this year. The next tomato that we are going to do is Mr. Tartar's German. And we picked these seeds up at a heritage event where they have a farm attached to buildings from the 1800s. So they,
It's an 1800s working farm museum.
the lady had this tomato that was probably 2 pounds plus there. And we said, oh, well, we just need to try that for the fun. And honestly, this is on the small side of the tomatoes coming off the plant, but it's the one that was ripe. So almost all of them are at least a pound, upwards of 2 pounds. Pretty consistent, sort of heart shape. Can you grab a picture of the inside of this one, Al? I'll slice it this way. Oh, very traditional tomato looking on the inside. I made a lot of these into sauce last year, and they roasted up very nicely. You liked them in...
The BLT sandwiches. They're like the perfect sandwich tomato.
Al likes these better than I do. Traditional tomato flavor, very consistent, easy to grow,
Right.
productive. But I do think that they are best when they are warm, when they're roasted or in a sauce. This is one that came to us from Allie in Canada. Copper River. I had the seeds for a couple of years, just waiting basically to have enough room in the garden. The first 3 that came off of the plant were enormous, and they were like mega bloom tomatoes. These are about the size that they're all coming off now. They mostly have a splitty problem, but I think it's the year. I think I overcompensated with the water this year. Ooh, that is really pretty cut sideways like that. That is really pretty. So let's
Do you feel a copper tone in it?
It was supposed to have a metallic quality to the tomato, and I would have to say that it does in the sunlight have kind of a metallic quality to it. Definitely it's got all kinds of colors going on the inside. Kind of traditional tomato flavor, right?
Very traditional tomato flavor, yeah. Fairly thin-skinned.
Beautiful.
Very beautiful traditional tomato.
Don't know that I would go out of my way for it again, but nice. Very, very nice. Now, if you're trying to put tomatoes in the basket and remember which are which, its look-alike is this one, which is the Ananas Noire, which translated means pineapple tomato. So let me get that one open up and show you the inside. This was very productive early. Wow, it looks very, very similar to the Copper River, but wow, 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 wow.
The green in it is just a hair lighter than the green in this one. Maybe that's how you can tell the difference.
Well, hopefully you can tell it apart by the taste because of the
yeah, if this is sweeter.
Pineapple quality to this one.
Hopefully it'll be sweeter.
Definitely sweeter.
Mm-hmm. Extremely meaty, surprisingly.
I had so many of these early on that I just had to, start cooking with them. And when I roasted them, the water that came off of them was very, very sweet.
Well, I'm getting just a tinge of pineapple
A
at
tinge
the
of
very end.
that fruity flavor.
That little bit of fruit at the very end of it.
It's not strong.
No, but it's just enough to know that
Look at that
it's there.
cut. Can you grab another picture of that?
Yep.
That's like flames. I mean, if you were making some kind of a pretty plated up summer salad, would that not just be lovely?
The bomb?
Yeah,
Yep,
the
I agree.
lovelies. It had the lovelies going on there.
I agree.
All right. This is the one that we've waited the longest for. It's the favorite of our hornworm friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have caught more hornworms in these Cuban salami tomatoes than any other. And that's why we just tasted it for the first time 2 days ago. But can you go ahead and get a picture of this one? I'm going to up close. And I'm going to give it a slice sideways. It kind of has the same qualities as the mystery tomato, but these are definitely all round and these are definitely all pear-shaped. Oh, now that's fun. That's the Cuban salami. Now, these came to us from Chris over at the Veggie Plot in England, and he said they have umami in buckets, is how he described the flavor. So this is
What's umami?
umami is a very savory quality. Boy, this is my second time tasting it. It
That's
is
a sharp-
definitely a
That's a
sharp
sharp flavor.
sharpness, a little salty,
A little bit of a bite.
definitely a huge bite to it.
Yeah. It's actually very good.
See, I just sort of think,
Too much
yeah,
going
it's
on.
like way too zingy. Woo.
No, that with a on top of a salad could be a kicker,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Very interesting tomato. Not my favorite, but you really like it.
Yeah, I do really like it.
Okay, let's go back to our favorites just for comparison. Make sure they're still at the top of the list. This is the Dr. White Cheese Yellow that we did in the last tasting.
Still excellent.
Still a great tomato.
Sweet.
Sweet, but still
Not
has
as sweet as the other,
has the
the
tang.
sherbet, but
yeah. And
still
this is the
perfect.
Lucid Gem. Again, we're just doing them over so that we can make sure that they're still at the top tier.
Robin's going to ask me what's my favorite again. That's where the challenge will come in again.
That one was a little underripe, but still
Actually, a little sweet.
very awesome.
Actually tasted good.
Okay, what's your top tier?
My top tier is still going to be the Lucid Gem and the Dr. White Cheese, and I will add the chocolate cherry, mainly because we haven't saved it long enough for the taste test. It was too good to eat as a tomato.
Boy, it's hard to pick. I really didn't want to put Al on the spot. But I do think that we both agree that the Lucid Gem and the Dr. White Cheese are top tier. We have both liked the Purple Heart Dwarf and the Cherokee Carbon pretty consistently. But there is a standout tomato that we didn't do in either taste testing because we ate all them rapidly, and it was called the chocolate cherry. Now there's some more out there ripening on the vine, but I don't know if they'll come to fruition with the cold weather developing now. Again, that's called a chocolate cherry. It's about a 2-inch big tomato, so it seems bigger than a traditional cherry, more like a salad size. Very meaty on the inside and balanced, and we just loved it. Now for a quick trip up to Door County and an update on what's happening in the kitchen garden project. It is definitely winding down, but there actually is still quite an abundance that can be donated. I hope you enjoyed this week's content and that it was interesting to you. And I hope to see you again. Remember, sometimes the only thing we harvest is knowledge, and that's okay. Bye for now. We'll see you on the next one.